Hello, hello, friends. Welcome. I'm going to shut this light off and we're going to get started. Time for some Friday hangout time. What's happening? What is happening in your world? Talk to me, friends. I'm just going to plug that phone in. Make sure I don't lose any juice here. Okay, I've got some happy mail here from a good friend. I actually, I've been getting so many boxes. My poor husband. I've been getting so many boxes to my house that I opened it thinking it was something I ordered off of Whatnot. And then I realized this is not from Whatnot. This is way too precious to have come from anything that I bought off of Whatnot. Look at that tag. So I am going to open this happy mail and hope that Terry sees this. It is from Terry Green. She wrote this really sweet note to me. And look at this bundle. I cannot wait to dig into this bundle, you guys. You guys, I don't know what she sent me. I haven't looked beyond that. So we're gonna check it out. Let me make sure on YouTube that this feed is running through because just to make sure everything's running through and that you guys can hear and see me. Let me get there and do that. I've been working my little patootie off. Make ahead junk journal pages. Yes, there it is. All right. I can see it. And now I can see Annette. Hello, Lisa. How are you? I know. Isn't this so pretty? OMG. I almost don't even want to take, I kind of want to just put that up on the shelf just the way it is. It's so beautiful. I've been working my patootie off, I started to say, getting anybody who ordered from the Whatnot show yesterday. I've got, I don't know, there were 21 orders, packages to send out, and I think I'm down to 5. So I've been working my tail off last night and this morning trying to get those packages out to you. Thank you to everybody. Hearts to everybody supporting me in that way. This has been, I'm new to Whatnot. It's a social media app specifically for buying and selling. I've been doing sales on Facebook for years, and it's clumsy and it's difficult and it's not streamlined. That is not Whatnot. Whatnot is so fun and simple and easy to both buy and sell from. And I'm having a lot of fun meeting new people and hanging out with you guys over there. And it has boosted my revenue. I'm learning a lot. I'm learning a lot through doing this because I'll say this. Okay, if you want to become a seller on Whatnot and you haven't yet, feel free to message me. I will share with you my experience over the last couple of months with this and what I'm learning. I'm committed to keeping the shipping down for you guys, and I think Whatnot has the best prices for shipping. So I set all of my shows up so that buyers pay a maximum of $8.77. Now, I've gotten burned a few times on that. I'm not going to lie. I've had to pay out a few times on this, but I'm really trying hard to figure it out so that I can ship things out and it's most efficient, most cost effective for both you and for me. So that would be the one thing I feel like I haven't mastered yet, but I really want to try. I've been watching YouTube videos like crazy trying to figure this out. But if you are wanting to sell and you want to reach out to me, I don't mind. I would love to collaborate with people over there, but I wouldn't mind sharing at all what I've learned. They also give a link, just FYI, an affiliate link. If you want to buy over there, the link that I give you would give you a $15 credit on your first order from anybody. So that is helpful because it gives me a little financial boost too, because I get a little credit myself. And then if you want to sell, there's also a link I can give you that would be a good deal for you. So anyway, just let me know. Good morning, Janet. I'm so glad you can see and hear me. I don't even know where to start. Let me just see what this is because it looks like a book. I'll put this aside. It's not a book. It looks like a book, but it's a box. I think it's a box. It is. What? I felt like Julia Roberts there with the jewelry when Richard Gere in Pretty Woman gives her the jewelry box and it like opens and closes like peekaboo, peekaboo. Terry Green, what did you send me? Where do I start? Should I start with the box of goodies or the bundle of textiles? Where should we start? Hey, Carol. Hello, friend. Welcome. I was just talking Whatnot. I've been working my tail off, girl, trying to get all those orders out. So thank you. I appreciate all of you who ordered from me yesterday. It has been really a good, it has been good movement for me with all the craft supplies that I've ordered and have in my shop. You can still shop those at thecomfynestwithgrace.com, but they're not moving. They're just sitting there. And it's a substantial investment in supplies and craft supplies. So I would like to get some of those things out the door. And I've been bundling those things in little DIY craft kits and selling them on Whatnot. And it has been, first of all, so much fun. Second of all, it's been such a relief for me and my family financially to have those products moving. So thank you. Thank you. Annette says the box. Annette, it's the first comment I saw, so I'm going to do it. Look it has a rounded edge here. It looks like a book. It has a rounded edge here. Where did she find this? Ashland Fall Essentials. Oh my goodness, it's fabulous. Roaring Brook Art. Distributed by, it's not like it says, it doesn't say Hobby Lobby or Michaels, or I don't know where she got it, but it's awesome. Find your soul, explore, escape and breathe, take the time. Girlies, check this out. OMG, look at this. I love all the treasures. I do. Oh, she sent me some really beautiful washi tape, a strip of washi tape. Oh, another crown. Are these? I wonder if these are stickers. A silver and a gold crown. A pocket hug. Here's a little pocket hug. Please keep it safe and close. Then it will be there beside you when you need it most. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Ooh, you know I love me some doilies. This one is really beautiful. It's got a beautiful color. It's darker than cream. It's a little bit on the green side. It's beautiful. Pardon me for noting all the details, because it's the details that get us excited, right? Look at the trims. It's just a box of itty bitty treasures. Beautiful trims and lace. Are you kidding me with this? Look at the gold, rose gold card that's on. Terry, where did you find that? Beauteous thing. Oh, more trim. Oh my goodness. Really pretty colors. It looks like a theme of colors, like rose gold and cream. It's very feminine. Pearls. This is an ATC card. Oh, look at. It has the info on the back. Let's read. It says Precious. The title is Precious. The date is 9/17/24. This is the first one from Terry Green. Oh, it is precious. It is precious. That's what the little tag says. Precious. Those are just like the tags I've been making, Terry. I love it. Well done, girl. And I thought I recognized that fabric. I thought I recognized that is the fabric that I've had in my fabric bundles that I've been selling. So nice. Okay. These are like little note cards. There's several of them. And they each have Matthew, Psalm, Peter, another Psalm from Hebrews, and Psalms. May my prayer be set before you like incense. May the lifting up of my hands be like the evening sacrifice. Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. That's a really beautiful verse. Love those. Look at the little bud. They're like little, they're not charms. They're not buttons. They're just like little bees. A little acrylic bumblebees. Cute, cute, cute. A few little flat fabric flowers for creating flowers. Oh, I have some of these, but mine are bronze. I do not have rose gold. Terry, thank you. I'm going to add those to my stash. Oh, and here's a couple of the bronze ones. Oh, you gave me 4 of them. You little, oh, there's more. There's more little trinkets here. Okay, so a couple more of those little, they look like doorknobs. So I've used them that way on a cover of a junk journal before, but most often I use them on the spine of a journal, so you can hang a tassel from it. And look she gave me some keys, some bronzy keys, and there are some beads down here. I won't even dig them out because it'll take me a minute, and that would torture you all. But I see a few more beads down there. These look like those clear kind of washi stickers, and there's a whole big bunch of them. Those will be great for making those note cards that I make, Terry. Thank you. Oh, those are cool. They're on like a thick cardstock. Oh my goodness, look at the beauty. The beauty and the color. It feels very schematic, very themed. Another little key fell out of those papers. Wowzer, wowzer, wowzer. Some really beautiful and fun things here, Terry. She said in her note that she was cleaning her craft room. So I am really happy to be the recipient. Terry Green, I am really happy to be the recipient of your clean out. You couldn't have packaged this any more precious than you have. This is a lot more of those kind of ephemera papers, but look at that texture on that one. That is an embossed beauty. And then this is like a waxy translucent paper. So a vellum. There's another one. And then here's some more textured like looking papers and embossed papers. It is embossed with dragonflies. Wowzer. I'm going to put the embossed ones together. Oh, look at that. That is like a bronzy sheen. That's gorgeous. Textured as well. Wowzer, that box is full of goodies. Oh, and I see a little gem. It's like a tiny little gem fell out. I'm going to put it back in there. Well, actually, should I try to get those out now that the box is empty? Because I will put those, oh, they flew away. Didn't do a very good job of it. I will put those in my, they're just so hard to grasp onto. I will put them in my bin with all of my other little gem-like treasures. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, so many things. Terry, I can't even imagine how you put this all together so beautifully. I mean, it is very themed, it appears. I want these things to be, I don't want them in with the papers. I'm going to put those in my stash with my embellishments, my metal embellishments and beads and all that. I love this. Okay, let's move over to this guy. What are you guys all up to today? Can you tell me in the comments? What are you guys up to today? I'm going to see if I can see the comments. That would be super helpful to me. Oh, that's not what I needed. I want to see comments, please. Open panel to join the conversation. There we go. Okay, you guys are, the last comment that I see is from about 7 minutes ago, Annette saying box. I hope that's updated. I hope you guys haven't been chatting to me that whole time and I'm not seeing it. Let's say live chat and let's see. There's Debbie Muller coming in. Hi, Debbie. Welcome, welcome. So tell me what you're up to this weekend. It's Friday. It's Friday. I got to do some yard cleaning. We got to get it done. It's getting really cold here. Look at that. Look at that beauty. Clever. You are clever, Terry. Thank you for all the goodies. I'm going to try to untie this so that I can tie it back up. I don't know if I will succeed because I'm not usually very good at very minute things that need lots of dexterity. Oh, I think I got it though. I did it because I want to tie it back up. It's just so pretty. I don't even want to mess with it, Terry. But I do want to look at all of these pieces. Look at this. What is this from? I've never seen anything like that. Oh my gosh, I see the cover of a junk journal right there. Friend right there. And in fact, remember I told you I was making fabric junk journal covers. Just the covers. And this one I've already decorated the front, but this one has not been decorated yet. So, OM, what do you think? Oh, I see something happening there. Okay, let's just, I digress. I get distracted. I digress. I'm admiring the beauty. This looks like a curtain panel. It's gorgeous. And when you're at the thrift stores, girls, don't forget to look through the linens. You know, you may say, I don't need curtain panels, or I'm never going to hang up a thrift store curtain panel. It's not about that. It's about finding things that you can use on your ATC cards, your tags, your junk journal, journaling cards, or the covers of your journals, your pages. So you look through these sections of the thrift store for linens that can be used. Like, what is that from? That is stinking fantastic. Look at how big that is. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, Wubsy. Remember that show? My kids used to watch that show on TV. Okay, that is shedding a little bit, or something's shedding. I better get my scissor out. They're sticking together. That's a different linen that's shedding, but we'll get to it. It's this one here. Look at this guy. This appears to have been a curtain panel too. And look at how beautiful that is. So you've got to see these linens like Terry is, so smart. See them in a different light. See them in a different life. You're going to create something new out of these. This looks like almost like a petticoat material. Fabulous. It's super sheeny and shiny and slippery. Oh my goodness. Look at these florals. Oh my goodness. I don't know what this all came from, Terry, but it's beautiful. Whoops. Very light and feathery. Oh, this is a big chunker. Oh, girls. Oh, girls. Looky here. That's the back. It's as beautiful as the front. What do you think of that? Lisa says we're quiet because we're just in awe of all these beautiful things in that box. Lisa, right? Terry spoiled me with this box. This I'm just going to mull over. I just look at the color and the sheen. And it's on such a beautiful, like, tulle base. Wow. Great package. Very sweet and thoughtful. Isn't she, though? This was totally unexpected happy mail, Janet. Annette says, I just became grandma to the twin boys, and I'm so happy to see them. How is everybody doing, Annette? How is everybody doing? Many blessings, double blessings for the twin boys and Mama and Dad. And what about your son-in-law? How is everybody? I was at Goodwill yesterday. I walked away from 2 good lace curtain panels. Oh, darn it. Lisa. Lisa. Aw, Debbie's congratulating you, Annette. New addition to the family. Additions to the family. Here's another one. Another one of these really beautiful, creamy, lacy, patterned fabrics. Now, this one looks ruffled. It is. It came off of something that was ruffled. Oh, wow. That is so deep, like wide, right? It's bigger than a book cover. I'm going to have to think on how to use this. It's beautiful. I don't want to lose the ruffle, of course. It looks like a little, oh, it could be a skirt. It could be a skirt in my art journal for one of the girls that I make. Oh, geez. Oh, geez. That gets me excited. And it's a big panel. Okay, hold on, girls. We got to get off camera here to get this back together and fold it. It looks like a skirt. Now, this is kind of embossed. It looks like leather, but it doesn't feel like leather. It might be, do they call it pleather? Either way, that would make a beautiful cover too. And you know I'm going to, or Terry, you know I'm going to make good use out of all of this. A hanky with really pretty stitching on the edges. Ooh, some crushed velvet. I was looking for a crushed velvet dress last holiday season and didn't find one that I liked for church, you know, for Christmas and Thanksgiving. So maybe I will begin again for the hunt. And then this is, it kind of feels like a corduroy. Maybe it was could it have been a pillow cover or like upholstery cover? It's got great texture and color. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Terry, thank you feels like it's not enough to say thank you. I feel like that. But thank you. I will write you. I'm going to write you a nice, sweet note and send it to you in the mail. I don't think that Terry is here right now, but for the benefit of the fact that she might see this as a replay, darling, you made my heart happy today. I mean, this is such a treasure to get all these goodies. You know I'm going to make good use of them. Wow, look when I unfolded them all and stuff, how fluffy that is. She had it really compact. She got it really compact with this tie, and I just love the way it was tied. So I'm going to try again because I think it will be really pretty until I'm ready to use it to keep it tied up in this beautiful packaging, which will remind me of brown paper packages tied up in string. I'm just kidding. It will remind me of the gift that Terry gave me and the joy today that this brought to my heart. So thank you, Miss Terry. Oh, I lost hold of it. There we go. And I am going to tie a little bow just because it makes my heart happy. Oh my goodness, my goodness. I'm going to keep this with it. And this, I'm going to put it aside, and I'm going to grab some things to work on today. Thank you for letting me open that with you, girls. Thank you for oohing and ahhing with me and sharing the joy. I want to do some junk journal pages today. So we're going to start like there. We're going to start with the idea of mass making some junk journal pages. Yes, Debbie, I love that comment. She said, I was thinking about a skirt for one of your art girls. Absolutely. I know, Carol, wasn't it beautiful? Oh, maybe it was Lisa. Lisa said maybe that was a bed skirt. Maybe it was. Maybe it was. Girls, I can't even show myself on camera today. I know I usually do the 2-camera thing. I can't do it. I haven't showered yet. I've been working on those packages all morning, so I just couldn't do it. Okay, here's my dilemma. I got to go across the room and get some papers. That's not the big dilemma. My big dilemma is I have to go use the bathroom. Gracie's bladder has to go use the restroom, so I'm going to do that. While I'm doing that, can one of you type in the comments for anybody who comes in? There are 10 of you here. Several of you have commented, so I know several of you are listening in for sure and able to, like, some of you may be listening in while you're on the treadmill, so you're not able to, like, really chat with us, and good for you for doing that, getting on the treadmill. But will somebody type in the comments? She'll be right back. Like, I don't want people to see a blank screen and think that nothing's happening here, but I do, like, I know you forgive me already. My bad bladder. I got to go use the restroom. I'll be quick. I'll be back. All right, I told you I'd be quick. All right, now I've got to move some things to get to my papers. Now, it's not as though I hadn't, like, I went to the restroom right before I went live. It's just that that's how my bladder works. Okay, I can hardly see anything over here because I got all the lights out so that you guys can see better on the screen. I have to shut the lights off in the room. So I'm going to grab some papers. I mean, anybody got a mega stack like this? Got to use it up, friends. We got to use it up. Thank you, Annette. Thank you for helping me. Hey, Gia. Girl, I had to go use the restroom. I had to disappear for a second. Okay. So what I'm thinking is to mass make some papers. So for the standard size, 8.5 by 11, folded in half, book covers, right? So let me just measure this. This is 9 inches tall, right? So, and when I fold this in half, I'm going to tell you my thought process here so you can understand. First of all, let me put this aside so you can just see the one paper at a time. This is 12 by 12. It doesn't matter which way you fold it unless you're worried about the design. This one has a horizontal line design, so I'd like to keep that. So when this is folded in half, it's going to fit in here really well, right? It can always be torn down or adjusted later, but I want to mass make some of these. So I wanted to show you that. It's going to fit in that like standard size 6 by 9 book. So I need to get this to 9 inches. And so what I do, and I don't even necessarily always pay attention to the dimensions. because that's just the way I roll. I'm going to fold this in half this way, not in half, but I'm going to fold it here so that what I'm going to end up with is 2 pocket pages. Now this part here is not decorated yet, so you just have to decide if you're going to mass make pages. You just have to decide whether you want to deal with that now when you're mass making, or deal with it later when you're choosing this page for your junk journal, like for a particular junk journal book. Like if I want to put this in here, then I'm going to have to make any adjustments I want to get it to match the book and the theme or the color scheme. So do you want to see me address this white space now, or should we just leave it? You tell me in the comments. Hey, Debbie, how are you? Welcome. Welcome, welcome. One of my favorite ways to deal with that, just in anticipation for how you might answer, is to use stencils. So I'm going to kind of grab at those, or stamps, or another really good thing. We could also use paper scraps, but you tell me, do you want to see me deal with that white space, or should we just leave it for now? I'm in my paper scrap stash. So if you had scraps of big pieces of paper, we could glue that or sew that down on there to give a backdrop. So that's one option for that. I'm not seeing any ideas on that or what you guys want to see. That's one way to deal with it. And hang tight, I'm going to grab another way. I'm going to look through this quickly. Deal with the white space, and that says, let's deal with it. Okay, so here's another option, is to take this bin says junk journal pages and magazine pages. So these are just like probably printouts from other projects that I did not use, but I put them in here because they will make a full junk journal page for future use. So this is an allotment like this. I put this in here. I got this. I ordered some stamps online. They came in the mail in this bag, and I thought, oh my gosh, that could make a junk journal page. Perfect, right? So this is the kind of stuff that I put in this bin. So usually, and that was it was a Tim Holtz cardstock, and I didn't end up using it for the book that I had chosen it for, so it went in here. See what these are? There's some of my stenciled and hand painted paper. Now that is nice and thin. So this actually would make a good panel for in here because it's nice and thin. So to glue it down on another piece of thin paper would be okay in my eyes, right? So this is one option. This is so beautiful and it's really big. I just kind of don't want to ruin that. It has to be something also that matches those flowers. Oh, here we have line paper. Let's use this. Because that would be good for, it's like really, really clipped together. Come on out. Let's use that. I'm going to show you a couple of different ways to do this. I'm looking for papers that make sense for this kind of really busy floral. You have to find something that you feel like is appropriate. I could use that somewhere. Book pages, just plain old book pages. Why couldn't those work? Yeah, that actually. All right, let's grab a couple of these. Are interesting looking because they're from different. That looks like a poem. All right. These are just a smattering of book pages. I don't know if somebody sent me these or if I bought them, but they seem to be like a junk journal pack. Ooh. Oh, so gorgeous or what? Gorgeous. Calendar pages. Oh, there's some bingo pages. Hand-painted paper, some envelopes. Here are some of the waxy pages that we made inside the Craft Therapy Club. pretty. Okay. All right, we'll do a couple with some of the pages that I picked out, and then we'll do some stenciling to deal with the white, like Annette mentioned. Hey, Constance. How are you, Connie? What's happening, friend? All right, so this, I think, is my favorite. I think it's the easiest. I think it's my favorite, but let's do one this way because that's what we were committing to here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take whatever pages you think are appropriate for the type of paper that you have. Before I do that, let us pull out of here a few more. Let's get a couple of different designs. We have a floral. Let's use one of these. I'm going to do a couple of designs, a couple of colors. This is a mass make. So I don't know what books these are going to end up in. I'm making them ahead of time so that when I'm creating a junk journal, I'm going to have lots of pages to choose from of a variety of colors and styles. What is this one? What was the original one? It was green. Go to the way back. What color is in the way back? I think it's a light green. Oh, we don't have a polka dot yet. Oh, it's even cut open yet. Let's do this polka dot, distressed polka dot. It's very pretty. And do we have a gingham? Let's do the gingham. All right, we're mass making. It's a good way to use up some of your stash, girls. Okay, so first we fold. So we're just going to start folding them. I can use this as my guide. They don't all have to be the same size. They don't all have to be perfect. So first job, fold. You may want to pay attention to how high your pocket is. You may want to pay attention to the pattern because, like I said, this one has a line, and do you want it to be positioned horizontally or vertically? Now, I did one horizontal, so let's do a vertical. I'm going to make this one a little bit taller. So I have a variety of options. Let's do them a variety of ways. So I've got some going horizontal, some going vertical. All right, we got a bunch there. I didn't even count them. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. Okay, right now they're all the same size. I think I would like to trim a little bit off because when I folded this in half and put it in my 6x9, this is the same size as the cover. And I personally like it to be a little shorter. So we are going to trim a little bit of the edges of these off. And I think the easiest way, so this one's already folded. So let me just take care of this one first because then I have to cut through 2 layers, right? I think I got it all. Okay, so now when I take my sample cover, 6x9 cover, and I put this in here, it's a little bit shorter that way, and the width is just smaller. It's just making it. So when I add anything to the edges, like your ruffles or your trim, it's going to stick out a little, which I like, but I think I actually want it just a tish smaller. Just a tish. You saw that tish that I took off there? All right, now we have a little bit to work with there. Okay, so this piece had already been folded, so I was cutting it pre-folded. Now all the other ones are still big, so what I'm doing is I'm making it 11 1/4. So I'm taking 3/4 of an inch off. So all of these, instead of having, I can cut all of them and just cut 3/4 of an inch off. I'll do 3 or 4 at a time. It does not matter which order you do these in, just like whatever makes sense in your brain. So these are all piled up and we're going to cut off 3/4. I better really make sure that I'm straight here. And I think I'm going to put this solid edge against the lip here. I think it's going to make it easier for me to make sure that I'm straight and to manage it. Now when I fold them in half, they should be about the width that I like them. And I want to do that before I put down the decorative part here. It just makes it easier on you. So again, 3/4. Back and forth, around and around we go. I keep adjusting them accidentally. I think there's 4 layers here, so it's a lot. But I'm going to try to get it all done at once. Trying to be efficient sometimes isn't very efficient. Sometimes it's easier to just do them in a smaller pile. I don't even think I got through all of that. Did I get through that last one? Nope. There we go. Now I got them all. Okay, now they should all be, when folded in half, the size that I want them. And I may want to take a couple of these. Now I have 4 of them here out of the 8. So let's do 3 of them. And I'm actually going to cut it this way so that they're a little bit shorter, just in case I have a book cover when I'm looking for pages for my books, just in case I have a book cover that isn't quite as tall. We're just going to take a sliver off the top of these so they're slightly shorter. And you know me, when I put my books together, I don't mind everything being, I really actually prefer a big variety of pages in my books so that some are tall, some are short. So that's what we're going to be getting here. I would like to see a suggestion. I have several pages that I need to deal with that are all like that. Lisa, tell me what you mean by that. That are all like what, friend? Say a little more about that. Debbie, can you remove the banner? I can't see what your hands are doing. Oh yeah, we already did that. So that one's good. Oh, good, Carol. Carol says this is a great idea because I have lots of stash. All right, let's use up your stash, girls. We're going to mass make some book pages. Okay, so it is easier to deal with this white space before you fold. Okay, so I folded this one just to show you what my thinking was for what I was aiming for with fitting this in a 6x9 cover. I'm going to unfold it so that we can deal with this space. Okay, so now what may be helpful to me is to take all of these and just give myself a mark. I'm going to use a pencil mark. I'm fanning them all out so I can do them all at once. This is the mass make part of this. I'm going to take a pencil mark and I'm going to put it right where that fold is. So I know I don't need to cover anything below that fold. You know, like what I'm trying to deal with is the white space above that line. So I'm just giving myself a little mark. The mark will get covered with something, but I want to know where my line is that I have to contend with. Okay, I think I'm going to cover a couple with paper and then we'll stencil some. We have lots to deal with here. Let's see how much paper we have. This could cover one. These could be used on a second one. Here I have 2. I think, will this fit on a, will this cover a whole entire? It kind of does. So this will be a 3rd. And then this one is what I have left. So I'm going to put that aside. So we have 3 here for paper covers. So let's remove all the others and let's figure out where. I think I will use this. This kind of matches that color. So let's use those together. I think the florals are really difficult to find something very neutral to go behind it. So I'll use this behind one of the florals. And then again, this color really matches the yellows in this, and you really want to find something that isn't going to compete too much with the floral. So we'll use these book pages on that floral. These can have a floral behind them and it's not competing too badly, right? It's not just too busy. But when I put a floral behind a floral, sometimes that's a little much for my eye. That you do you girl, like it actually that's not too bad. But you see what I'm saying? Like you want to pick patterns that work together well. Okay. I'm going to put all of these aside because I have the other 3 to contend with right now. And we're going to be taping down or gluing down these pieces behind here to give ourselves they're a little bit long. So let's get to work. So I need them. They can go all the way to the bottom. It really doesn't matter. But here's my thought. They could go all the way to the bottom. Here's my line. I have to cover at least that. But why would I waste all of this paper? I could pull this and use it on a tag, use it somewhere in the books, use it to make a pocket in this book, something like that. Now, I don't want to cut my paper exactly on that line. Give yourself a little grace, a little room. I'm going to go about a 1/2 inch further or 3/4 of an inch. Actually, I could just go the width of my ruler, which is a full inch, and then tear this. Let's straighten it and tear it. So now I can use this on something else. And then I will glue this down. And the nice thing about going a little bit lower than your pocket is that now when the pocket opens to put something in there, you can still see that book page down to about 1 inch. Okay, so that's my thought process on that. Okay, we're going to cut both of these the same size because these are going to get glued down. I'm doing a lot of explaining, as I usually tell you when I'm live on these Fridays, or a lot of times when I'm live. This mask making process will inevitably be faster for you. I'm looking at the titles here. What do I want showing in my book? Upper Volta, I don't know what that means. Encyclopedia of World Travel. Oh, Encyclopedia of World Travel, so those will match. Or Ghana. I think I'm going to do Encyclopedia of World Travel on both. And let's do 334, 336. Doesn't really matter. I don't know. I'm just doing my thing. It always takes me longer to put these together because, of course, I'm explaining all the things to you, and so it just takes longer. It just takes longer. It's not. Where's my line here? I can see my line right here. I'm going to put this side in first. I got to go 1 inch below that line and give a good portion of glue. And I want to go right off the edge of the page because you know me and my edges, I always miss them. I could use some stitching around this too to stitch some, but at the very least, and if I wanted to glue something down, I'm going to come a little bit off to the right because I could glue down like a ruffle or something there to make that decorative and cover that white space. That's an option to keep in mind. So it doesn't really matter. Like it's not going to completely cover this. There's going to be a little white space here or on the edges. So I'll just choose to put a little bit of white space on both. In the middle where the fold mark will be and on the edges. And I got to go, remember, about 1 inch below your line. You need to give this some time to dry before you fold it back together because you don't want your pages glued to each other. You don't want to glue your pocket closed. And this is still sticky because I extended beyond that 1 inch spot. So I'm going to put this aside to dry and then we'll do some more work on it in a minute. Okay. Here's our next one. So this I could actually glue this down as one big panel, but I do not need it to be this long. So let's do the same thing we did a minute ago. I'll line it up. I'm going to use the straight edges on my table to make sure I have straight edges. And I'll use my ruler. I can see where my line is there. I want to go 1 inch beyond or so. Oh, I could just use my line on my paper. Clear this off so that can get used for something else. And then this will get glued down. It might be, is it too long too? Is it too? No, it's not too. It doesn't go all the way across. That doesn't bother me in the least. It doesn't bother me in the least. So now here, I'm going to just put the glue on the back of this paper. There's no right or wrong. You do what's comfortable for you. You do what makes the most sense for you and the way that you like to create. Hopefully by me showing you multiple ways, I think I'm going to go this way. Hopefully I changed my mind. By me showing you multiple ways, you have some ideas and options to try from. Okay, here we go. The reason I switched my mind on this is because of where the line was. There's a line right there, and I didn't want that at the top of the page. That's why I changed my mind. Now, this doesn't have any glue here, so I can actually fold this and fold it again to show what this pocket will end up looking like, these pocket pages. Now, usually there are other pages in between these. This doesn't end up being in the center, so that will stand alone. That will stand alone, and I can put something decorative on that edge, whether it be a sticker, a stamp, something. The empty white space above the pocket. Okay, I got to go back, Lisa, and see what you asked earlier. Oh my gosh, do you hear my stomach growling? I would like to see a suggestion. I have several pages that need to deal with it. I like, oh yeah, the white space. Okay, good. I'm glad to be helpful today. Okay, that one's pretty much ready to go. We're letting the other one dry. I may add some of those ruffles from my stash. Here we go. Here's the third one that we were going to put these on because they match so well. The color, like the patina, or just, you know, the fact that these pages are so yellowed, it matches so well. Now, again, I only need up to 1 inch beyond that line. So I'm going to line my ruler up with that and pull it off. Hi, Gannon.
Can I go drop Chastity's gift off?
Aw, what is she up to?
She's getting ready to leave for volleyball at like 2.
Yes, you can do that. So what time will you be home?
I'm sure at 2 or before 2.
Right after she leaves? Okay. All right, kiddo. Be careful driving. Love you. That's good to know. He said he loves me too, girls. I love that rough. I love that the edge is all, in fact, if I don't want to lose that, I just want to see, am I going to be able to keep that? Oh yeah, baby. If I put it on this side, I get to keep that fringe that's on there. See how excited I get about keeping the fringe on the book, the book page. So what kind of papers, Lisa and everybody else who are listening in, we're doing kind of a stash buster of 12 by 12 decorative paper and other papers that you might have on hand, like book pages. But what other type of craft supply do you have an overabundance of that you would like help in figuring out how to use it up? Like, what other videos or inspirations would be helpful? I wonder. Okay, this one, I actually like this side better. Yeah, it's going to go like that. So I'm going to glue on this side. If you give me some ideas in the comments, I will take it into consideration for our Friday lives to see, you know, like, is there something else you have in your stash that, like, my word, I have so much of that and I don't know what to do with them. Maybe I could come up with something helpful for all of us. The pages are a little bit curled, so it's kind of hard to see where my lineup should be. You guys, my hubby comes home tonight. I'm so excited. He's been gone for weeks. Like, you know, he came home over the weekend for one day to re-up his laundry and do, like, they do some, he's been gone across the state. So it's like, I don't know, a few hours away anyway. For a week, a little more than a week at a time for the last, I don't know, almost a month. So I have not spent a lot of time with my husband in the last month. And I miss him. I miss that man. I can't wait till he gets to come home again. Which he's coming home tonight. And then I don't know. I assume he's going back on Monday. It's been Monday mornings. He, like, comes home, we do laundry. He gets to sleep in his own bed for a couple of days, and then he's back to it. Okay, let me see. Spine work. Say a little more, Annette, about spine work. Because I'm asking what materials do you have on hand that you're trying to use up. But tell me what you mean by spine work. So can you say more about, like, what you need help with that? That would be helpful to me so I know what to do. Okay, we got these 3 that are covered with some paper. This is the one I need to be, nope. This is the one. Oh, it's already dry, so we're in good shape. Okay, I am going to put these aside just the way they are because I'm going to run these through my sewing machine on these edges. Now, All right, we'll talk about that in a minute. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. These I'm going to stencil, so all of them need to be opened up. I have my little line there showing me where to stencil to, or stamp. You can stamp. Heck, girls, you can do anything you want. But I'm going to open these all up, and then we're going to stencil up to that point. Now, mass make. We're trying to do this as efficiently as possible. I'm going to take one of my calendar backs because I'm a nerd and I save these things. I do. I save them. Hold on. I save them for big jobs like this. This is an old calendar that we do, that we have this hanging in my office so we can keep the family straight on who's doing what. And I've been using them for years. So I have several of these backs. And when I want to do a big project, it's really helpful to be able to put this on my table and be able to do bigger projects and protect my table. Okay, so I need this side done and I need this side done up to like here. So I'm just going to squish these together like this and then put my stencil there, and then I can do two at once. I'm trying to be super efficient. Where are my stencils? These have been my go-to, these 12 by 12s for this process. You can see I don't even clean them anymore. I use them so often. So let's just start with one. Girls, I'm craving pizza today. So see, it extends the whole length. 12 by 12, it extends the whole length. Pretty much. This one, I'm not loving this line, actually. I don't want that on my book. I'm not doing that. We're not doing that. I want soft and pretty. We're going for curvy cues. Oh, little gold paint fleck. All right, there we go. So I can line this up right in between the two pages. It's got that line right in the middle there. It doesn't even matter to me if they're crooked or not. Truly, it doesn't. We're going to decorate these with some Distress ink and a blender brush. And it's just easier if I just use the same color. Let's just see. We've got gray here, and this one's green. I'm going to go with a green, I think. Let me just see. I don't have a lot of these blender brushes, but I do try to keep them for a particular paint color. This one's frayed burlap, fern, coffee, brushed corduroy. I don't know what this one is. Oh, it hasn't been used yet. These ones are nice because these are the ones that I've been putting in those whatnot kits because I have a lot of them. You can just write the name there. So I like using these blender brushes for this. There's brushed corduroy. I'm going to try to find them. Hang tight. This is coffee. This is fern. I really like that one. Frayed burlap. Where are you, my friend? Oh, here, frayed burlap, which is like a grayish green. Let's go with frayed burlap to start. I'm just going to put these all aside because I may use more than one color, right? I hope this is juicy enough. That always sounds funny to say. I don't think I have a re-inker for frayed burlap. This can get overwhelming. This whole supply stash of then you need the re-inker for that. I don't think I have that one. Let me just check. I have one more here. Nope, that was coffee. Nope, I don't. I'm gonna have to buy it. Because someday this is gonna be not juicy and I'm gonna be sad. All right, here we go. Let's hope it's got enough juice for this. Oh, it does. I think. I'm not looking to totally color in everything. I just want to put something pretty on here because, presumably we're going to be decorating it with other things. We may be putting fabric down. We may be, gluing a photo or stapling a receipt or, an airplane ticket on this page. You don't know. You're going to be putting things in the pockets that are going to cover up this space as well. But it's really nice when you have a newly made junk journal to not have just plain white pages. I don't know. I'm just a little averse to plain white pages. They make me sad. I kind of see them as all this potential for goodness. Maybe I should change my mind on this, girls. I think I'm having a conversation out loud that I should be having in my brain. But maybe if I changed my mind about the blank spaces, instead of looking at them as sad, like potential that wasn't met, maybe I should see it as potentially, like, it's yet to be. Like, whoever gets the book is going to be able to do whatever she wants on that blank canvas. And maybe I shouldn't worry so much. I don't know. What do you think? Isn't that pretty? And did I get just down to the edge? I'm kind of missing some right there. So I think I'm going to put it back down and just get this spot right here. And I do actually like when parts of it are darker and parts of it are lighter. No, it was actually quite dark all the way around. Very pretty though. All right, that girl's done. Tell me what you think about the blank spaces and your thoughts on it. Carol says, lovely stencil. I never buy the bigger stencils, didn't know how to use them. Oh my gosh, I use them in my book pages, Carol, all the time for this. I don't really stencil on wood very often anymore. So I've gotten such good use out of filling these white spaces for my junk journals with these. Now, what I said, I do like some of it to be lighter and some of it to be darker, so it looks a little variegated. And where is my line? I lost track of where my line is. It's right there. So I do need to do this. I should put this on the right since I'm a righty. Boy, my stomach is growling like something fierce. I hope I'm having pizza today. It's not good for me, but I do love it so. I do love it. I should make something like chili. Would be nice. Lots of protein. Okay. Oh, I need to go a little lower. I'm missing that line is right here. There's the line right there. All right. Come on. No nails. Did I get it all, girls? Let's do a check. Yes, yes, yes. See how much prettier that is? I mean, you can't tell me no. You can tell me no. You can't. I sometimes say, I don't care who you are. That's prettier. I have 2 rugs from Five Below, so I will have a ton of sari silk to use up. Ooh, back. Ooh, what to do with it all? Sari silk. I've been using sari silk in my books as well for embellishing the pages. Oh, what an exciting find. What an exciting find. Lisa says, I was just about to ask that question, and then you answered it about checking the color off the paper and maybe matching the ink. Yes, I do that for sure. Carol, isn't that gorgeous? You know, and it's not done. Obviously, it's not done. It's going to have other stuff on there, but I just really love. All right, let's just see, since I already have that color out of the pages that I have left. Oh, I only have 3 left. Is that true? Yeah, I only have 3 left. I don't think I want this color for any of these, so I'm going to put this aside. And let's pull out those other 3 colors that I pulled out. What do you think? I kind of like the green for the blue. It doesn't have to be these colors, but could I use the green for the green, do you think? Give me your opinion. Please help a girl out. Brown goes with everything, right? So either coffee or the brushed corduroy would work. I can pull some other colors too. I don't have to be limited to just the ones that I have brushes for. I have this one, peeled paint. This actually is a little softer green, the peeled paint. Now, the thing is, when I start one of these, I do like the idea of starting one of these. These ones are just a mix of muck of color. I mean, I don't even know. I mean, it's just any version of brown is on that. I don't know. But when I start one of these with a new color, taking that and taping it to the bottom or Velcroing it to the bottom so that I always have that sorted out. Let's use this one. What did you guys think? Brown. Annette thinks brown. We'll do brown for the other one. Annette, I think let's do brown for the green, and let's do brown for this blue. So we'll do those 2 in brown, but I have this just single one by itself. let's do this one in this green. And so now I can go this, it doesn't matter which direction you go. I just need to make sure I get to that point right there. So I'm going to put my stencil. I'm not even always straight. Sometimes it's a little crooked, girls, and it's okay. Now I gotta juice this guy up. I'm not sure that I've ever used this ink pad, and if it's already dry, I'm gonna be sad. No, it's coming out. Oh, this is actually quite vibrant. And I want it to be a little bit more muted than that. I don't know why. Don't ask me why, I'm not sure. Sari silk. I'm thinking back that I should grab some sari silk and we should play with that. If I can find it in one of my bins back there. All right, let's do a quick check. Oh, I'm missing a whole lot, like right here. Right here. Got to get that line. At the very least, get your line. Right there needs a little more. It's so faint that it might be too faint. I mean, I need to just like apply a little more pressure there. Okay, we're looking good. Let's see. Did I meet the fold mark? I sure did. That is very pretty. That one's done. And now I'm going to change the stencil. Just have a little variety here. Let's go to, this one's awfully pretty. And let's line these up again like we did the other one. So I can do the two at once. So the beauty in this, I really do get a lot of joy when I'm making my junk journals. And being able to just go to a folder or a bin, like wherever I decide to keep these. I'm going to scoot this down a little bit more. And just say, oh, I need some pages that are already decorative with pockets. Then I can just go to my stash and grab them. Okay, wait, we're going to use a different color. Not you, my friend. Let's go to, I'm going to put these together so I remember to glue that down to the bottom of that. Let's go to, I was going to do one of the browns. Let's go to coffee. Although I do like brushed corduroy. We're going to go with coffee this time. And don't get yourself all worked up about super straight. I don't know. Just don't take the joy out of it. Let it be fun and carefree and not so, it's not a job, remember, it's a hobby and it's artistic and fun. It's not meant to be something that you get stressed about the perfection. If you lean in that direction, I would call myself a recovering perfectionist. I used to be like count the lines on the sidewalk when I was walking and I wouldn't step on the lines and I would check my alarm clock 40 times before I went to bed. I mean, like obsessive compulsive about stuff like that, which tends to mean you generally are also a perfectionist with like arranging the spices so all the labels are facing forward. I mean, it just rips joy out of your life. I mean, I did it for years and I've been able to let go of it. And my creative life actually has been super helpful for me in that, because my creative life is it's not a job. It's supposed to be my downtime, my therapy time. And if I'm putting so much pressure on myself to do things a certain way, it takes the joy out of it. It takes all the fun out of it. So actually being creative in art journals and junk journals has just really released me and freed me up from that feeling that I needed to be perfect about it. And I hope you get that same freedom. All right, we're almost done here. On to the next part. I tried a couple of weeks ago to spray, thinking the spray would be a lot faster. The application is faster, yes, but it was so messy and time consuming to clean up the spray after each color change that I decided this, in the long run, I think this process is actually faster. I also tried to use my roller and roll the paint, and again, wet paint as opposed to these inks. It just, the cleanup time and the wet time was so much longer that I decided, no, I'm not doing those ever again. This is the way to do it. I mean, I think this is just the fastest, most efficient way to decorate your pages. Now, when I fold this over, you're going to have this bit of white space here and here. And if that bugs you, let me move that over so you can just see that. See that right there and there? You could just come in and add another bit there. Like, again, don't let it stress you. I'm picking the prettiest little pointy, it almost looks like the bottom of a heart bit. And I'm just going to fill in that white space if you want to. No one's going to look at it that closely, the pattern, that they're going to be like, oh, what did you do there? Nobody. I promise you, nobody. But it's not necessary, particularly if you're going to end up putting things, like I really like putting tabs on my pages. The other option is to just come in with your brush and fill in. If you still feel like it's super stark, come in and distress the whole darn thing. So you're adding a little bit of color everywhere. You could do that with a different color too. All right, Becca. Okay, Becca. Thanks for correcting me. It's good to meet you. All right, so there we go. We've got, let's put this aside. I'm done with the stencils. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stenciled. And we've got 1, 2, 3 papered. All right, so here are your options next up. I am going to just separate. I'm going to make 2 different piles here. I think sewing is faster. I'm going to sew most of them, but I'm going to show you a different option besides the sewing. I just think sewing is faster, so I'm going to do the majority of them with a sew. Let me get a little drink of water, and then I'm going to grab my new machine. Now, granted, setting up a machine on the table when you guys are looking down, I know it's not the most efficient or beautiful way to look at a craft or create, but I'm just literally going to be sewing straight stitches here. Do all of you, or do any of you, have in your stash a sewing machine that you can use to sew onto your pages? I have 3 machines, and this is my newest one, and I purchased this one after I got Babsy. Now, Babsy is my little $50 doodad. It's like, she weighs like 2 pounds. You can battery operate her. She's awesome. I love her. And she's great for, I think she's going to be great for if I ever travel. Sometimes when we go on vacation, I do like to bring crafting with me, because crafting is my relaxation time. And so if I can't craft while I'm on vacation, is that truly a relaxing vacation? I don't know. I've been known, when I was like 6 months pregnant with my first son, my husband and I planned a getaway in the winter with his college friends. They're another couple that he went to college with. They all mutually love snowmobiling. I was just being introduced to it, but I couldn't snowmobile because I was 6 months pregnant. So I brought all of my sewing, my sewing machine, and all of my fabrics, and I worked on a quilt. I think I actually finished it. We were there for a week, so I think I had a week to quilt while they were snowmobiling. Worked out great. I love taking crafting with me on my trips. Now I feel like I need a chair, but my chair has some things on it. So if you're like me, I got to move this to use that, and that means I got to put these stencils fully away. Oh, here we go. Chair. I feel like I can't sew standing up. I know I can, but it's easier for me not to. I'm going to sew a straight stitch. We're just going to start with a straight stitch down the edge of these, and so it's going to add a little detail. Now, You don't have to go the whole length of the paper, right? I'm trying to close this up so that we truly have a pocket. You don't have to go the full length, but actually I like the stitch detail, and I think it's just going to be easier to not have to try to avoid, to pick up your needle and drop your needle down. Now I'm going to chain. Have you ever heard of chain stitching? This is going to be interesting because just the lack of space on my table. We're going to chain stitch. This means I'm not even going to worry about taking this out before I put this one in. Okay. So I'm going to run this to the end, and I'm going to get this other paper ready, and I'm just going to throw it right in the mix, right in the assembly line here. And we're just going to keep going. This is called chain stitching. It's just an efficient way. I learned that back when I was quilting. I don't quilt anymore. Too fussy for me. Way too fussy. But I did keep my original really expensive embroidery machine. I've reserved that for fabrics only. Then I bought Babsy, my $50 machine, for paper. She's really lightweight, but she's not as smooth as this one. So I have a really cheap machine, a really expensive machine, and now I have this one, which is kind of middle of the road. I did not do a good job here, and I have a little bubble. I have a little bubble in my paper. It's okay. Uh-oh, I got a little sticking here too. I have a little bubble right there, darn it. It's okay. I need to look for a cheap machine. I have no idea what to look for. Carol, I can give you the link if you want me to. I have an Amazon link for Babsy. I got her off Amazon. She was $50. She works great. I don't want to use my super expensive fabric machine on paper. I just don't. I used to, but then my big expensive machine, I had to keep bringing it to be serviced, and it cost me a little bit of money each time, and the closest place to bring it serviced is 3 hours away. So that was a huge downside for me to using my expensive machine. So I bought the cheap one so that, gosh, it cost me more to service my other machine than it did to buy Babsy. So that was my thinking on it. Carol, if you have an expensive machine and you want to salvage it and like not have to keep servicing it, you might want to get a Babsy that you can use. She's super lightweight, easier to take up and off of the table. It's considered like a beginner's sewing machine. I bought mine in October of 2023. I'm grabbing you the link now. It is an affiliate link, so I do get a teeny tiny commission from Amazon if you use my link to buy this or anything else on Amazon. If you jump into Amazon using my link, I get a little benefit. So thank you. I'm going to share this in the comments now. There. The one that I'm sewing on now, I got from a thrift store, and it's a Singer brand, and it's a Simple. Again, it's another beginner's machine. It's called Simple. I was able to get it really inexpensive at a thrift store. I think new, it's probably around $200. I paid less than $100 for it, just less than $100. But I'm really happy to have the 3 machines in my stash for different purposes, right? Carol, do you sew a lot, friend? All right, I'm almost done with this side, girls. And actually, almost done here. Go right off the edge. I don't even worry about back stitching. I don't. Come up. This is what the chain stitching means, is they're all linked together right now, and all I have to do is to come in with my scissor and snip those apart, and we'll make a pile. I could have just came back around and done the other side, continuing to chain stitch, but I think it's probably easier to do this. Oh, I cut one, didn't get both threads. How persnickety of you. See how close they are together? It also literally saves you on thread. because if I had to pull each one of these off in between each page, I would have probably used up about 12 inches of thread to pull it off each one. So now it's just got this light stitching, but it's holding my pocket in place. Yes? Now, flip them around and do them again to get this side. You can do that. I think I'll actually use a different stitch just for variety. I'm going to start with a straight stitch, and then I think on a few of them I'll use a zigzag stitch so that I have a zigzag, because this thread is the same color as the page basically. I mean, it's just cream. So you're not really seeing a whole lot. I love having like a black stitching or something, because then you get like this major contrast, which is so noticeable and fun. I'm just going to do, no, I said I was going to start with straight, and then I'm going to chain stitch, but I'm going to add a few decorative stitches. It doesn't take very long once you get going. Lisa got an inexpensive one at Walmart. Do you like it, Lisa? What brand is it? Carol, you're new to sewing. It's such an exciting world to be able to combine your sewing and your paper crafting. There's so many possibilities, right? Hold on, I gotta help my paper along. You can tell I'm not being precise. I'm not super, if I get a little zigzag in there, it's okay. If it's a little wiggly, it's okay. Don't stress yourself out, girls. Have fun with it. Whoa, geez, I really went off course there. I'm just doing like a basic quarter inch. I'm actually, it's not even measured. I'm just using the end of my presser foot to determine how big this stitch is. I have 2 left, so I'm going to switch to a zigzag after this, just to change it up a little bit. All right, I'm going to close to the end here. Close to the end. I'm going to line this up. Doesn't even matter if I get one zigzag on that page along with everything else with the straight stitch. I have one left after this. And then I'm going to show you a different way to close these off as another option if you don't have a sewing machine. There we go. She's done. All right, I think I'm done with the machine for now. So I'm going to put this aside, which you might be relieved of, because you know that's not ideal to have that sitting in your face. Okay, so see, I added a zigzag to the last couple of pages. Pretty, right? Just different. These pages likely will not be sitting right next to each other in a book, so it's okay that they have different, and even if they were, who cares if one side's zigzag and the other's not? Okay, so yeah, right there is where I undid my straight stitching. Can you see? And then you got one little zigzag, a half a zigzag right there until it transitioned over to full zigzag on this page. These are all straight. It doesn't matter. Like, it's just for variety. It's just for fun. It's just whatever makes your heart happy, girls. Literally, I want your heart to be happy when you're creating. I want you to have a very fulfilling and exciting creative life. One that gets you super excited. Okay, these are all pocketed and ready to go. We'll probably add some more to them, but we still have these 2 that are open. And I told you I'd show you some other ways to close these off. So let me get my little glue. This is just scrap paper. I got a little bit of glue, scrap paper, so that I can easily glue. We're going to take now bits of fabric and we're going to glue these down to close these off. So let me find, oh, these are both florals. All right, just go ahead and challenge me. Go ahead and challenge yourself, Gracie. I got to find fabrics. I have all my little, you know, my fabric, leftover fabric bits. That makes sense. That would make sense. So I can cut that one down. Like, that aren't too like wild. You can be wild. I don't know why I say that. It's not like you can't be wild in your junk journals. Get wild if you want. And actually, you know, when you pull a piece out, it doesn't even have to be straight. that is a really wonky bit that can be used. And it doesn't even have to be the full length. This would work too. So let's just use those just to, just to prove what I'm saying here. We're just going to prove what I'm saying. All right. This one is just a tish longer, but I'm still going to go with it. I think I will take, even though it pains me to do it, take this bottle out. Actually, that was not laying on its side, so it's all down at the bottom. So I'm going to lay it on its side for a minute. Let's see if I can get this one out, because sometimes it just doesn't want to come out. These are the bottles that are almost empty. I should use them up, right? I have that pin always there, stuck to the side, just because my glue bottles are always getting all gunked up. I can't wait to be down to just a couple of glues. Yeah, it won't even come out. Come on, beauty. I know you want to help me. Nope, she's just not going to play well today. I don't feel like fussing with it. This has been sitting down like this, but now it won't come out. It's too thick. Is the problem with these kind of glues. I've got my beacon. This one does flow more easily. I don't like the smell of it. And sometimes I've used it on fabric and the wet spot doesn't dry clear. I've had that happen. And that may just have been the kind of fabric. This is a flannel, so I'm not sure that'll happen there. Oh, good gravy. I'm trying, girls. Here we go. I think we're getting glue now. Whoo-wee, now we're in charge. Now we're happening just a little bit. You don't need a ton. It doesn't have to, like, it's not like a set of sheets that are going to get tugged on and pulled on and put through the washing machine. And you don't have to have like this sealed for a lifetime. Like, it's just paper and fabric in a book. I just want to remind you that we don't have to get super vault tight here. It just needs to hold the pages together. So when you put some papers in there or some photos in there or your airplane ticket, it's not going to come falling out the side. Okay. It's a utility, but just remember, it's in a junk journal. Like I said, it's not the set of sheets that you're putting on your bed every night that's going to get tugged and pulled and washed every week. It's in a book. It's going to stay there forever. I'm just going to fold it over. This is a great stash buster for your papers. And now we're using some of our fabrics. The other way that you can cover this up, if you don't have a lot of fabrics, you could use ribbons. You could use washi tape. How about using your washi tape? I'm going to use that one there. I think I'll use this. If the glue is coming out, now it's coming out whether I want it to or not. I couldn't get it to come out a minute ago. Now it's just oozing. All right, this is too long, so we're going to snip it at about right there. I don't care if it's exact. I'm going to put that down. It's not exact. It's quite short, actually. So I have some excess glue that doesn't need to be right there and there. These clear silicone glues, I think they're silicone. I think that's what they're based off. They ooze. When you keep your bottle like this, for the sake of it being readily available when you need it, they ooze out of the top. There. All right, now we still have our closure. We just didn't use a stitch, right? We used some fabric. You can do the same thing. I have to leave this because this is a little bit of glue, so I got to leave that open for a while. You can do this with your washi tape as well. I'm actually going to put the glue this time on that's the back side, on the fabric, so I don't overextend too much. Junk journals are using up junk. It's using up stuff that you have on hand that may not have gotten used up otherwise. So you could rip up pieces of magazine and do this with magazine pages or graphics. You can do them with a set of stickers that you've had around for a million years and you just haven't found a way to use them. You can use your old grocery receipts. You can use a brown paper bag torn up into pieces. Girls, in the comments, what else do you have on hand that you could use for this to tab off or close off these little pockets that you have plentiful. Like you have lots of it. How about all of our Christmas catalogs that are going to come in the mail on the next, oh wait, didn't I have one last piece here? All the catalogs we get in the mail. Oh, here, this one. This is the one. This ratty old. It's got a really pretty green floral on it, but it's just such a mishappen shape. But I think it'll be cool on here. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. What other things could we use for these tabs? I'm gonna call them tabs, but what do you have in your stash that could get used up? You know, we got crafters. We got stash. We got stashes of all kinds of things. You could staple. I mean, I don't think it's as pretty. You could staple across that. Since beginning journaling, I've wanted a sewing machine. Carol, well, do a little research. I did do several. I'm kind of a nerdy this way. I probably researched it for about a month. I looked into all kinds of machines, watched a bunch of videos because it was going to be another investment. And I just wondered, you know, what do I want to do here for how much do I want to spend and all that jazz. And then I finally found one at the thrift store that was, I felt like a good, it is a beginner, but it's a better quality machine than Babsy. Babsy is fantastic and she has served me so well. Leave it or don't. Leave it or cut it. What would you do? That little tabby right there. The fabric makes me really happy. It's grungy and eclectic, and it's like true junk journaling at its finest as far as I'm concerned, because you're using up stuff that may not have gotten used otherwise. And that is what true junk journaling is. Okay. While these are drying, I'm going to turn around and grab a couple more things so we can further work on these. And since Carol, when did you start journaling? I don't want to assume that it's been recent, but you said you're new to sewing. So all the crafty chicks who have been here for a long while with me, or anybody who's kind of listening in, replay or not, what advice do you have for Carol as she's getting started? Lisa says, so simple. I couldn't figure out how to backstitch on it, which I don't think it had one. And then I messed up with the tension on it. So now it's all messed up. Oh, Lisa, there are lots of really good YouTube videos out there on how to thread machines and how to unclog them. So maybe just do, when we're done here, maybe do just a quick, you could put you may even find something with the brand name that you have. The brand name for this newest machine that I have, this Singer brand. Oh my gosh, they have the Singer brand themselves have made a ton of tutorial videos for all kinds of things with using a machine efficiently. But Becca's saying, grab the sari silk. Girl, you got it. You've been at it for 5 months. Well, welcome to the beautiful world of journaling. Yes, journal cards, playing cards. You could use those for sure for sealing up your pockets. Debbie, that's a great idea. A great idea. Let's get some sari silk. Let me see if I can find some for Becca. Becca, you ask, girl, I will try to accommodate that. Ooh, Becca, look what I found. I bought these off of Etsy because they were like just gorgeous. Look how many I have. Actually, I haven't used them. I found them. I found them, girls. Look at this yellow one. We don't use enough color in our journals, so I bought these. When I saw them, I adored them so much. I loved the colors. I love all the bling bling on them. I was like so super excited. Oh, what? Are you kidding me with this? That's not sari silk. It's pretty, but it's not. It's not sari silk. Oh my goodness. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. These have to dry a little bit. The ones that I glued have to dry. These ones, benefit of sewing them, they're all dry and ready to go. So what I am going to do is I'm going to start folding these to the appropriate size. Now, I have my 6x9 cover sitting here. So I'm going to fold this one. It just feels very square to me. I think it's because I lopped off some of the top. It's feeling very square. I made it shorter, and I did that on purpose so I would have some short pages and some long. But yes, it's still well within the means of fitting in there. Okay, I'm going to fold these, and then we're going to use some sari silk because Becca requested it. Beautiful colors, right? They are gorgeous. I found this one woman who sells on Etsy. I did a box opening actually when I first bought these months ago. I did a box opening here on the channel, here on YouTube. See, if you wanted to see and get, like, I gave the link to the Etsy seller that I bought all this stuff from. She has beautiful saris, and she sells them in small swatches like this. So it was like a multi-pack. You just got like an array of color, which is what I liked. And she does have, if I remember right, you can buy a purple pack that has just all purples, and you can buy a gold pack that just has yellows and golds, and you can buy a pink pack. I wanted as many colors as possible. That's not sorry silk. I wanted as many colors as possible, so I went with a variety pack. But let's put some of them on these pages and decorate them up. Now, normally, I will say this, normally I would not do this decorating them up until they were in my book. But since Becca requested it, and because I think it's a great request, how do you use sari silk in your junk journals? Let's try it. Let's try it. Okay, so here, look what we got. Color-wise, let's fan these out. Now, I have the other ones over there that are still drying. The glue is still drying. So let's just work with what we got here. So now let's find just like the coordinating colors can be incredibly fun. That has book pages in it. So it could withstand a really bright, like that, I think really matches that. Don't you think? Yes, baby. Let's put those two together. Yes, baby. Do any of these have book pages, or are these all stenciled? I think these are all stenciled, so they're going to be pretty basic on the inside, not very thick. Blue and gold. I've got this, like, it's not quite pink. It's more like a coral. And then it has some teal in here. I like those together. This is just kind of how I work for coming up with colors. I'm super visual, so I have to like hold it up there and say, do I like that together? Or don't I want to get together? Yellow and blue is always a pretty combination, but I don't think I like the pink and green in that. Maybe. This has green and this has green. Those are really pretty together. Maybe. Okay, I'm not liking the purple with any of them. I don't think I want any more yellow because I've already got 2 yellow pieces. These will not end up, likely will not end up in the same junk journal. Let me just say that. I do like that. That's kind of cool. Why do I keep going to yellow, girls? I said I wasn't going to do it. They likely will not end up in the same book. So I have to remind myself that. So if I ended up using all yellow, it wouldn't matter anyway, because I'm not going to put them in the same book together. I think I like the silver with the gray better than the gold. Okay, we have plenty of examples here. I don't think I need to really go much further. I may not even get through all of these. These will all be, like I said, in my stash. They'll go into that junk journal bin, junk journal pages. They'll go into a bin of completed junk journal pages. When I put together a junk journal, let me see if I have, I have this one. This is my daily junk journal. When I put together a junk journal, I just bumped my knee. I usually try, okay, if there's 3 signatures in this, there are 3 signatures in this book. Here's a pocket page. I usually try to put 1 pocket page in each signature. So there's one. For one journal that has 3 signatures, I would need 3 pocket pages. I generally don't put more than that because it's about bulk. First of all, it's already doubled up. If you've also used a book page Now you've got another layer. So we have 3 layers of paper here, plus a little bit of fabric. Plus, I still have to stuff these. You could put as many of these pocket pages in a junk journal as you want, but I try to limit it to 1 to each signature. It is not a rule. It's just what I do because I want to have enough room in my book to continue to add things and to like glue things down and staple things. Like I'm sure I have, let's go to the beginning. I'm sure I have pictures of my kids in here that like I have, you know, letters that my brother sent me, some paperwork from my kid going to college for the first time. Here's like my little drink that I like. I stapled that in. So I like to leave room. This is some thread. This is a tea bag top. Here's a picture of my son. And this was from school, from his school pictures. It came on the envelope. So I glued it in there. This was from a brown and white thrift store bowls that I bought that I absolutely love that I'm using in my kitchen. They were $1.50. I got 2 of them and I loved them. So I put that there because I loved the tag. Here, some letters that I got. This is from Gannon's chemistry teacher, sent me a letter. How sweet is this, you guys? So 2 sheets of paper glued down. We're talking thickness here. This is my whole point of showing you this is the thickness thing. And then cardstock, 2 layers of cardstock. So I've just added 4 layers of paper. You need room in your journals to add all the things that you want to add to them. And so I try to limit the pocket pages to 1 each signature so I have room to glue other things down. I'm excited that Gannon has accepted the challenge and enrolled in AP chemistry. I look forward to having Gannon in class again this year and watching him master college level chemistry concepts. Mr. Lehman, how freaking fantastic is he? I mean, I love a teacher that sends a note home saying he's doing great or he needs to work on this. So see what I mean? You're going to be adding more bulk. You're going to be adding more bulk. So you need to leave plenty of room. Plenty of room for things. Okay, let's do some decorating. Did I decide this was going to go here? Hot pink. Did I decide that, girls? Okay, Becca. Options. This piece is freaking fabulous on its own. And I hate to mask that or cut that. So pocket cover, decorative cover. You could just glue it down. Additional pocket. What if we glued it down just a little bit lower and then we glue it down on the 3 edges so that it becomes a secondary pocket. So you have a pocket here and you have a pocket here. That's another option for you, Becca. And what I would do personally is I would wrap this so that I didn't lose any of that gorgeousness. In fact, I might just end up doing that right there because I love that little peekaboo right there. So that's another option. It could just be a full pocket here, right? I think for this one, I just love this so much. I think this is what I'm going to do. Let's just do it. And I have all these other ones. We can come up with more ideas for Miss Becca. What about using plain cards? Oh, yeah. I do agree. That's a good idea. So do you guys have any questions or ideas that you want to share while we're at it? I'm going to drop this down a little lower so I get a little more peekaboo on the back. It's going to give me more design on the back. And actually, I may not even need, okay, let's do this, Gracie. I'm going to put a mark here. Tells me where to end my glue. It's underneath the silk. I'm going to put a mark here, where to end my glue. I am going to glue here, here, and here, just to give a solid line here of glue. And then we still will wrap it around the back and just glue it down so we have a little peekaboo on the back. Instead of cutting it off, because I don't want to cut that sari silk at all. Hit the glue. It's jammed again. Oh, I don't know why saying that made me think of that song. You guys, I don't know who sings it. It's a classic rock and roll song. You know the song, oh, Black Betty, lamb to lamb, oh, Black Betty. Oh, why did it make me think of that? Oh, I get a song in my head and I can't stop thinking about it. Gannon was singing a song to me, or we heard it on the radio on the way home from whatever religious ed. We were on our way home from religious ed on Wednesday night and we heard a song on the radio and we were both just kind of jamming to it on the way home. And then I woke up in the middle of the night and I had that song in my head in the middle of the night. I'm like, I'm still singing the darn song. I am so apt to doing that. All right. I glued here, here, and here so that we get a secondary pocket. And then I'm going to turn this around and I'm going to fold this and I'm going to glue the whole darn thing down because it's just gorgeous. So now I'm going to put the glue all over this little swatch. I may have to clip it because it's a little piece and it may not want to stay folded over. So you would want to use a piece of wax paper or one of your craft mats because it's a non-stick craft mat. You need a non-stick surface. If you're going to clip this down, you're going to want to put, the sari silk is so thin that the glue, the wet glue is going to come right through it. So you're going to have a little bit of wetness on the other side, on the side that is not intended to be glued. On this side, you're going to have a little bit of wet glue. So if you end up needing to clip it, when you clip it, you don't want your clip sticking to the glue because look at the glue is coming off on my finger. That's how much it went right through that fabric. So that's very wet. So if you needed to clip that, use either a piece of wax paper or one of your craft mats, one of these non-stick craft mats. You would want to stick this here like this and then clip it so that when you pull it off, this non-stick craft mat will pull right off of that, no problem. I do sell these in my shop at thecompany.nestwithgrace.com. I think I have one more set. You get 2 in a set. You can cut them up into smaller pieces for using in your journals. I think I have 1 set of those left and then I'm not restocking them. So if you don't have non-sticks, grab them from my store if you want to. Okay, back up. We're going to have 2 pockets here. One with sari silk and one not. Now that really needs some time to dry. So I'm just going to put it aside. Okay, this one, again, if you have, this is not a good example. Okay, if you have a design that you don't want to ruin, like I don't want to cut into that. I want it to stay just the way it is. So we're going to look for ways to decorate the page or make pockets or belly bands or tuck spots with that included. If you don't mind, this would be a really cool hanging off the edge like that because I'm going to have a really decorative, pretty trim. So I think I'm going to do it like this. But if you don't mind, you could ruffle this up. That's what I normally do on my trim that hangs off the edge. I like to ruffle this up. You're going to lose that flower. You're going to lose seeing that flower. So if you don't mind, or if you have a sari silk that doesn't have a pretty element here and it just has an edging to it, that would be a good option. I really like this though. I don't want to lose that prettiness. So I'm going to glue this down right here so I have a nice edge. And in fact, let me just see if I did it on the inside of this page, what would it look like? It would look like that hanging out, but it's going to look, I don't like it as much on here. This is just so simple, the stripes, it's going to lend itself to really showing off that sari silk. So, I'm going to put a little band of this in the middle because that's going to help hold this down. I'm going to use 2 glues. I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it all over the back. It's going to go right through here. You got to leave these things ample time to dry without touching anything else. You can't pile these on top of each other with this wet glue going through the sari silk because they'll all stick to each other. This glue is just taking its sweet old time coming out of there. Now, if you really wanted to make sure, if you wouldn't have to glue, you could sew these on into place. I mean, you wouldn't have to glue them, but I'm just showing Becca some options for her sari silk. I already have a little bit of that glue, and now I'm going to do this. This way I can showcase that whole beautiful panel instead of hiding it somewhere behind something. And then it becomes a little tab off the edge of my page. I want it just a little bit further. I'm going to pull on it. Come on, I need you to come this way just a little bit. Thank you. Thank you. I wanted you hanging out a little further. There we go. All right. Got a little pretty flappy. It's going to look pretty from the back end. All right, that's gonna dry. So that's another way to do them. I think that you're welcome, Becca. I'm happy to help. I think that the sky's the limit when you're using your panels. Just whatever you can think of how to use them in here. Again, a pocket, again, a cover up. It could be, let me look at my other options for colors and stuff. Okay, so this one, I could cut there and then you would have this for something. And the rest of this for something else on this page. Just give me a second. I have an idea in my head. I'm going to look for something though. Give me a second, girls. I have some rhyme or reason to what I'm thinking. I just got to find what I have in my head. Oh, Lord, oh Lord. I need more table space in this room is what I need. I'm looking for my journal cards because I have an idea. That's them, isn't it, Gracie? There's some, no, those are pockets. Okay. Hey, these are journal cards. Hang tight. I'm looking for one without a tab. I think I added tabs to all of these already. That one doesn't have a tab. I don't love the colors together. So I have a mass make of journal cards already made, but I don't love the colors of any of those. So we might have to just quick make one. Let's see what these are. I think these, oh, those are journal cards. These colors are very different from the yellow though, for sure. I think of all of these, I'm just searching, girls. Just give me a minute. This one might be the best one. Okay. Journal, pre-made journal cards. See what I say? Well, I say it's just sometimes easier to have a mass make of some of these things so that you can quickly grab one and just use it where you need it rather than having to create this now so that I have it for this page. Okay, here's my thought. Cut off this bit. I'm looking for two panels that kind of match each other. So I'm going to cut this right above the pretty paisley swirls so that I have that. And then I have this. This I will use so that we're coordinated. This will go in the pocket, and I'm going to use this as a tabby for the top of this. Okay, so I'm going to glue it down. So it'll match what I'm going to use the rest of the sari silk for on this page. And at the same time, I'm making myself a decorative tab, which I really love having on these journal cards so that you have a little pull tab. I just think they're really pretty. That's wet. Be careful what you stick it to. Now, I want this to be, I like my tabs to be a big loop. I like them to be really dominant and like showcasey. Like start with the show. Here I am. I'm a tab. And I'm made out of pretty sari silk because I want it sticking out. I want it really showing up. And I want this speaking glue to come out. It's almost empty. Girls, bear with me. I'm trying to use up all my glues. I'm trying to use them all up. Come on, friends. Just do your job. All you're supposed to do is come out of the jar when we need you. Why don't you do that? Oh, now it came out. Yay. All right. So I make sure I'm gluing just like the bottoms of these so that I get a nice pretty big loop right there for pulling on. Okay. You could stitch these if you wanted to, but this is going to end up in here coming out of the top. How fun is that? And then I'm going to put this aside to dry. I'm just going to stand it up there. Let that dry. Then this matching piece we can use as a pocket. I kind of like the idea of wrapping this and making Look at how pretty that is. What if I wrapped this so that I had, again, another tab? Yeah. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. So I'm going to do another tab here, and I'm going to have it come out a little bit, but not a ton. We're not going to go crazy here. We're just going to add, we're doubling up on the glue again. These little elements are just so lovely. I'm actually going to put the glue on this, so I make sure I don't go over too much. Nice, thick bit of glue there, because that came out really nice for me. Now, I want that whole, you see that strip with the straight lines? I want that whole thing on here, on this side. Oh man, that's wet. Then I'm going to flip it over, just like I did my loop on here. I'm going to do another loop, but I don't want it to be that sticking out. I don't want it to stick out that much. I want it to be a little tab to grab onto to turn this page, but I don't need it to be quite so big. So I'm going to really minimize this one so it's more like a 1/2 inch tab. And you know what I need to do before I do anything is pull this, still wet. I'm going to pull it down just a tish. It's a little bit too high. And then we'll take this. Now, in theory, it's going to stick out about that much. So my glue can start here. So I'm going to start my glue line there. I can see it. It's like right at the edge of that paisley. Is that right, Gracie? Yeah, maybe a little higher than that. And, you know, your glue job absolutely doesn't need to be pure perfection. Honestly, just get it glued down. It needs to tack down. Like I said, it's not going to go through as much use and abuse as something you use every day and you're tugging and pulling on. It's never going to go through the washing machine. So it doesn't have to have the same level of glue down as something that you would use every day. Okay, I'm going to flip this over. I'm giving myself a little tabby here, but we are going to be able to enjoy the beauty of that sari silk within this page like that. So now I have a little tab to hold on to. Oh my gosh, what a pretty idea, right? And then this will go in here and it's totally matching. Or I could take this and put it on this half so that a few pages later we have the matching. But either way, this is going to be in the same book, so we're going to have a coordinated piece used in 2 different places in your book. All right. Okay, girls, what time is it? Oh my gosh, I've been live for 2 hours. Girls, you've been hanging out with me for 2 hours. This is so fun. Okay, Becca, I hope that was helpful for you. I need to hang it up because I do have more What Not Show orders to get out. I have not showered yet today. I have not eaten yet today, so I need to eat something. I need to take care of my body. I need to shower. I need to go for my walk. Girls, I hope you make time for all those things for you too. Yesterday, I did not get my walk in, and I was kind of sad by that. This was just an extra piece of paper that I pulled out and not used, so I'm going to have to put that away, but let's see what we did. This is still wet. I'm going to, hold on, let me pull this out because it's ugly and it's hard to see. We'll just do a little recap of where we are with all this. That thing be ugly, but it's super helpful. I just keep it over on the side there. I'm going to put my glues up in their bin so they're up out of the way. So we did, and then I have all these little goodies that Miss Terry sent me that I will put away in a little while. I have some sari silks that I could use on these other pages. I'm just going to put them aside for now because I don't normally, I wouldn't use a ton. Sari silk's kind of expensive. I wouldn't use a ton of it in a book, but just a smattering here and there. So this one we created a tab here and a tab for this journal card, right? That has to dry, so we got to leave it. Now we have these, all these pages are ready to go to be decorated. I normally don't do this decorating until I'm putting a book together because I like to match this stuff with the vibe of the book, but we did these just as samples of how you can put your pages together. So these are all mass make pages that are ready to go into whatever journal they end up in. Same with these. These were all over here drying. So we put stenciling in some, we put papers in the others to combat the white space. We sewed some of the edges, and then we used fabric scraps to close some of the edges of our pockets so that we accomplished that. This isn't wanting to fold right now, but I'm going to force it. It was over on the side drying, and now it's completely dry. So those are done. These are all done. We talked about the size of the pages. They are mainly sized to fit in 8.5 by 11 folded in half, that kind of book cover. So this is a 6 by 9 book cover. Even though these were 12 by 12 pieces of paper, we've gotten them down to this. And I made some of them shorter than others, but they are all about the same width so that they fit perfectly in a book. Okay. Then what else did we do? Here's some other samples. We were playing with the sari silk to see ways that we could incorporate sari silk into the design of our book pages. These are pretty much dry. They were sitting on my computer, and my computer's throwing off a little heat. So they're already dry. But how fun having, I love this. I love when you have a journal that just has all that chunkiness hanging out of it. It just makes me happy. It just makes me happy. We accomplished a lot today. And you, I promise you, if you decide to do some mask making this weekend, it will take you half the time because you will not have been explaining and talking through it and, you know, all the things. You will always be faster at this than me. Carol, I'm so glad to hear that. Thank you for saying so. I appreciate that comment. Oh, thanks, Debbie. Thank you, thank you. And you are welcome. You're welcome, Becca. Thanks for hanging out with me. If you are here catching the replay, let me just say quickly, please, and girls who are here live, please help me out by hitting that like button on this video. Thank you for commenting, liking, sharing my content helps me immensely. If you cannot afford to purchase something from my website, thecomfinesswithgrace.com, or from my Whatnot shows, if you cannot financially support me, you can always support me or any other creative by sharing, liking our content. That means like going and literally hitting that little thumbs up button. It helps us. It helps us. It helps show the social media channel that people are liking the stuff. And the more people that do that, the more people they'll show our videos to, and then we get to meet new people. So please help us out in that way. I appreciate it so much. You guys, go have a beautiful, blessed weekend. Make sure to take some time for yourself. Go create something pretty that brings your heart joy, and I will catch you next Friday. If you are a Facebook subscriber, I will be live again at 3 o'clock today to hang out with you guys. So I hope to see you there.